Brian Friedman, power attorney, tells TMZ Miss Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster she initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal systems. What happened was, and again, everyone's doing this. No one wants to be in this trial, of course. Blake Lively's publicist asked to be removed from lawsuit, defends actress against Justin Baldoni's claims. I'm going to get into what Justin Baldoni's lawyer had to say and what Blake's team is saying, because every day there's more to the drama, and I'm going to get into all of this happening next. So we have Blake Lively accusing Justin Baldoni of retaliating with his lawsuit on her. And then we have Justin Baldoni's lawyer saying Blake is abusing the system. To be quite honest, everyone I meet's Team Blake. I mean, other than Taylor Lorenz. Everyone's Team Justin Baldoni. I got that wrong. Everyone's Team Justin Baldoni.
Blake Lively has seriously crossed the line, and this time it's with one of Hollywood's most respected icons. In a move that's left the entire industry stunned, Blake is reportedly suing Meryl Streep. Yes, the Meryl Streep, after a Netflix project went up in flames. What could possibly drive someone to go after the most celebrated actress in Hollywood? The answer is nothing short of jaw-dropping. Blake allegedly tried to force Meryl out of a role that was literally written for her, then had the audacity to blame Streep when the project collapsed. This isn't just career suicide. It's a shocking display of entitlement that's finally exposing Blake's true colors to everyone in Hollywood. The troubling pattern of Blake's behavior has been an open secret in Hollywood for years. Those who worked with her on Gossip Girl weren't surprised when this diva mentality followed her into film.
The Wayfair Party's vengeful and rambling lawsuit against Blake Lively is a profound abuse of the legal process that has no place in federal court. The law prohibits weaponizing defamation lawsuits like this one to retaliate against individuals who have filed legal claims or have publicly spoken out about harassment and retaliation. The right to seek legal redress and the right of the press to report on it are sacred principles that are protected by multiple privileges, including the litigation and fair report privileges, which are absolute. So their argument is, you're not allowed to sue us back because we filed this harassment suit. I mean, it's like punching someone and then they don't get a chance to return the blow. So here's what Justin Baldoni's power attorney Brian Friedman is saying.
Multiple industry insiders confirm Blake brought that same Queen Bee energy from the set of Gossip Girl straight into her movie career. What's wild is how long she managed to maintain her good girl public image while allegedly bullying co-stars behind the scenes. The facade started cracking when Justin Baldoni called her out during It Ends With Us promotion. But nobody realized just how bad things really were. Now with this Meryl Streep situation exploding, everyone's connecting the dots on Blake's history of difficult behavior that directors and co-stars have quietly endured for years.
Right, because she's arguing in her motion to dismiss, hey, I filed a harassment complaint against Baldoni. He cannot sue me in retaliation. If Justin Baldoni can prove that she filed that claim for some malicious intent, then maybe he'll have a shot at it. But some people are saying, hey, she could get off on some sort of technicality here. Lots of women are calling bullshit on Blake Lively. Like, that's just what you see. And look, if you're Blake Lively and you get a text message of this guy Jed saying, we are crushing it on Reddit, then yeah, I can understand that paranoia, but that's not enough to win a lawsuit, right? They're gonna have to provide that proof.
How about your post should be, I'm sorry. I believed Blake like everyone else when the civil complaint was filed in California, and then 2 days later, the New York Times writes this article. Read this New York Times thing I told everyone. It's horrible. It's terrible. Why doesn't anyone just say, I made a mistake? I think we live in a world, we're out of cancel culture now. I think. But we live in a world where if you say you're sorry, I just believe that...
The Netflix project was meant to be huge. A prestige film with Meryl Streep in the lead and Blake playing a younger version of Streep's character in flashback scenes. Simple enough, right? Wrong. According to production insiders, Blake wasn't satisfied with her supporting role and pushed for massive script changes to expand her screen time. When that didn't work, she allegedly started interfering with directing decisions, demanding control over everything from wardrobe to dialogue.
People forgive you and you'll be okay.
Justin Baldoni's power attorney Brian Friedman is saying, Blake is abusing the legal system, slams her motion to dismiss the suit. They're firing backs at her attempt to cut herself out of the ongoing legal drama surrounding the film It Ends With Us. Brian Friedman, power attorney, tells TMZ Miss Lively's recent motion to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster she initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal systems. Friedman says stringent rules are put into place to protect the innocent and allow individuals to rightfully defend themselves, while noting laws are not meant to be twisted and curated by privileged elites to fit their own personal agenda. TMZ broke the story that Blake filed her motion to dismiss, saying Baldoni violated the law by filing his own lawsuit in the purpose of revenge. Blake says Baldoni filed his defamation suit against her husband, and everyone else after she filed his. And of course, when she filed her lawsuit onto him, obviously he's going to take a hit from that career-wise. So his response is like, you're defaming me by doing that. And she's saying, well, you can't even respond.
Blake's own words reveal her approach. I've never felt like a good enough actor to go in and just transform. I need to be involved in wardrobe, set, dialogue. The work I did as an actor on this film pales in comparison to the work I did outside of acting. This takeover attempt created unbearable tension on a project that was supposed to showcase two generations of talent working together. Meryl Streep, with 3 Oscars and more nominations than any actor in history, doesn't need to tolerate drama. When Blake's demands became excessive, Meryl simply walked away from the project. No public fighting, no social media wars. She just removed herself from the situation with the quiet dignity that's defined her legendary career. For an actress of Meryl's caliber, the project wasn't worth the headache Blake was causing. This wasn't about money or screen time for Streep. It was about maintaining her professional standards and refusing to participate in the toxic environment Blake was creating. Meryl's departure sent shockwaves through the production, leaving Netflix executives scrambling to salvage their investment. Netflix quickly realized they'd made a catastrophic mistake by not reining in Blake earlier. Without Meryl Streep, the entire premise of the film collapsed. The streaming giant reportedly lost millions when they were forced to completely tank the project rather than proceed with just Blake in the lead. Senior executives at Netflix were furious. They'd signed on for a prestige project with one of the greatest actresses of all time, not a vanity project for Blake Lively. The fallout was so severe that industry insiders report Netflix has quietly blacklisted Blake from future projects. This isn't just about one failed film, it's about Blake's reputation for derailing productions when she doesn't get her way, something no studio can afford to risk. In what might be the most delusional move of her career, Blake is now reportedly planning to sue Meryl Streep for the income she lost when the Netflix project fell apart. Let that sink in. Blake Lively is suing Meryl Streep because a movie didn't happen after Blake's own behavior drove Streep from the project. The legal strategy is being called desperate and career-ending by entertainment attorneys who say Blake has no case whatsoever. The lawsuit appears to be more about Blake refusing to take responsibility for her actions than any legitimate legal claim. This kind of scorched earth approach is burning what few bridges Blake had left in Hollywood, with producers and directors now openly saying they won't work with her. The Meryl Streep incident isn't isolated. Blake pulled similar moves with Margot Robbie during Barbie casting. When discussions began about Blake taking a role as one of the many Barbies in the film, she reportedly demanded to be the only Barbie. Despite Greta Gerwig creating the main Barbie role specifically for Margot Robbie, Blake wanted to push for creative control and restructure the entire concept around herself. Margot, much like Meryl, wasn't having it. The Barbie team shut Blake out completely, leading to another instance where Blake allegedly threatened legal action. The film went on to become a billion-dollar phenomenon without her. While industry insiders say Margot made it clear she wouldn't work with Blake again after the experience, co-star tensions extend to Anna Kendrick, who worked with Blake on both A Simple Favor and its sequel. The awkwardness between them became painfully obvious during the press tour for Another Simple Favor. When asked about working with Blake, Anna noticeably avoided giving direct answers, responding with vague statements like, "We work really well together," while looking visibly uncomfortable. At the film's premiere, Anna strategically avoided being photographed with Blake and deflected questions about her co-star with remarkable skill. When directly asked about Blake, Anna famously replied, "What happened? I just came back from Alaska and the last year of my life is gone," before quickly walking away from the interview. The strained relationship has been attributed to Blake's demanding behavior on set and her tendency to try controlling aspects of production beyond her role. The fallout isn't limited to Blake. Her husband Ryan Reynolds is now feeling the heat too. Once Hollywood's golden boy, Ryan's reputation is taking serious damage by association. Industry circles are buzzing about how Ryan enables Blake's behavior and participates in their carefully crafted public image that's now unraveling. People who previously made excuses for Ryan's occasional narcissistic tendencies are now reevaluating everything, especially as rumors resurface about how Ryan and Blake got together while he was still married to Scarlett Johansson. The couple's recent PR stunts aren't working anymore. No amount of cute social media posts can distract from the serious professional bridges Blake is burning. There are even whispers that their relationship is showing cracks under the pressure, with Ryan increasingly concerned about how Blake's behavior is affecting his own career opportunities. The industry backlash against Blake has been swift and merciless. High-profile celebrities are publicly distancing themselves from both Blake and Ryan. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift's boyfriend, unfollowed both Blake and Ryan on social media, a move that speaks volumes in celebrity circles. When Blake noticed and unfollowed him back, it only highlighted how isolated she's becoming. Even more telling, Blake wasn't invited to Gigi Hadid's birthday party, despite her bestie Taylor Swift attending. Blake's appearance on Time's 100 Most Influential People list was met with public outrage, with many questioning if she had simply bought her way onto the list. Most damning of all, neither her famous friends nor her husband publicly congratulated her on the honor, a deafening silence that confirms how far Blake's star has fallen. As Hollywood continues to choose sides, it's becoming increasingly clear that Team Blake Lively is emptying out fast.